Hey, this is Taylor with San Juan Vans based in Durango, Colorado, and we're going to give you a quick video tour of our latest build on this lovely 2019 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter 2500. If you take a look from this side, you can see we added an Aluminess rack, a full Aluminess rack with ladder system, Aries running boards on both sides. Here we have an AM auto sliding screened window that we added, and the Flarespace bump out flares for added sleeping width inside the van. Let's go take a look at the other side. Starting to look at the exterior of the van from the passenger side, you can see we have the Aries running boards on this side as well. We have a Thule 80 square foot awning that comes out over the sliding door, covers basically this whole side of the van with 80 square feet of shade. The Flarespace flare on this side with the Sierra Lawrence bunk window with the sliding screen. And let's open her up, take a look inside. So looking inside this van, you can see we have a very custom finish with all bamboo plywood cabinet interior, swivel seats, isotherm 85-liter refrigerator, lots of room for keeping your food and drink cold. Queen size Flarespace mattress in the back, fills the whole back of the van with mattress, and lots of storage. Here under this box is a composting toilet, but we made it a very functional box with some extra exterior lighting here and a Lagoon swivel table mount. That can be your little bar table outside, as well as a table for the seating inside. Let's hop in the van and take a look inside. So for the finish on this van, for all the cabinets in the ceiling, we chose to go with bamboo plywood. And this is really an amazing product. I mean, it's a beautiful wood. The edge grain of the plywood looks amazing. It's incredibly durable. All we have on here is some coats of polyurethane to give it some water resistance, but this stuff is very durable. Our Lagoon table's made out of it, all of our cabinets, toilet box. The ceiling is 1/4 inch bamboo plywood in a lighter tone to keep the ceiling light. It keeps the weight off the roof of the van really well and just gives it a very clean look. Very impressed with the bamboo plywood, and we're going to be using it in a lot more builds going forward. All right, so taking a look inside the van at the seating, you can see we have double swivel seats up front. This front swivel passenger seat works very nicely to make a dining area with the Lagoon table between here and the seated box over here. And this thing swivels around. Lots of different uses here. The driver's seat also has its own work table or nice dining surface here with the extension we added on this countertop. So lots of table seating for up to three people here in this van. So another thing on this Lagoon table setup is that it has two different mounting locations in this van. One right here that you've seen on the side of the toilet box, and the other one on the side of the kitchenette. This allows you to have extra counter space while cooking, and it's adjustable by height too, so it can go up and down. You can have another work surface from the toilet box, or you can rotate it out over the bed and have breakfast in bed. You can also stow it here over the countertop even while you're driving. All right, so checking the van out from this side, swing this table out of the way and we can show you our full kitchenette here. This is an isotherm 85-liter refrigerator. These things are incredibly energy efficient. This fridge draws about 3 amps typically when it's running, and can run basically forever on the power that you generate from the solar panel, the 200-watt solar panel on the roof of the van, and the power that you generate while driving the van. Above the refrigerator, have a nice silverware drawer for your flatware and all that. In this cabinet, we have a 7-gallon gray water tank, as well as our storage for our small propane canisters, which the stove runs on. The stove is the only propane device in this van. So right here we have some extra cabinets with all this push lock hardware. This is just one cabinet, I guess. And drawers, also with the push lock hardware to keep everything tight and buttoned up while you're driving down the road. So you have a lot of storage for your kitchen necessities here. Up on the main kitchenette, just a few little accessories. Geared paper towel roll holder to keep your paper towels from flying around. 2 upper cabinets on these lovely struts. Under cabinet lighting. And one of my favorite things is this Dometic sink stove combo that folds down into the countertop, giving you full counter space when you're not cooking or using your sink, with an on-demand water pump, so you have running water anytime you want. And this van actually has hot water, which I'll show you in just a minute. It runs off the electrical system. So looking further back, we have more top opening cabinets, all with the push lock hardware. This is great storage over the bed for clothing or anything like that. And then a couple little open shelves here for quick access to things while you're cooking or hanging out in the van. Okay, so looking towards this side of the van, you can see our kind of control center right here, which has our dimmer for our main lights. All the lights in this van dim. Our Victron Energy battery monitor system, keeping an eye on the power. We have an S-Bar diesel powered heater that is mounted under the seats, the passenger seat of the van. So you have heat that runs off your diesel fuel tank. You don't use propane for heat. We run the heat from the diesel fuel tank. So you don't have to carry that much propane, just enough to cook with. What's pretty cool about these S-Bar units is they kick off at 1/4 tank, so you will never run your tank dry and strand yourself out in the sticks. If you can take a look, we can see the vent for that heater right there under the passenger seat. Very, very covert spot. Doesn't take up any usable space in the van. Looking back this way, we have our remote operated max air fan that we put in all our vans. This is a 10-speed fan, sucks air in through the van, blows air down into the van. 10 different speeds, they're great. Remote operated. Down here on our control center, we have our Ames inverter charger system. So when you're plugged into shore power, you can monitor what you're pulling in, and you can turn your inverter on from here for running things like 110 electronics and the hot water heater that we have on this van, 1.5 gallon hot water heater. All right, so taking another look at our S-Bar heater here. Here's the vent for the heater. It is cranking out heat right now. It's a chilly morning. We're on Wolf Creek Pass outside Pagosa Springs, Colorado. The heater unit sits under the seat itself, and it exhausts out here. You can hear it running right now. That is the external exhaust. These S-Bar heaters have their own fuel pump and run independently of the entire system of the vehicle, aside from the fact that it's plumbed into the fuel tank. All right, so looking at the passenger side of the van over here, we had XPLR Outfitters make us these custom window covers in a sandstone color to match the color of this van that hold on to the window with magnets, can be stowed in place, and give you insulated window coverage and privacy anytime you want to just throw down, roll down, and stow with magnets. We also have one on the crew side, on this side, on our AM Auto sliding screened window, which is pretty cool. And even one here on our bunk window, which just holds on with magnets and folds up nicely with magnets. XPLR Outfitters makes great window covers. Checking out the bed here, you can see how much width the Flarespace flares give you. This is a full queen size mattress that Flarespace makes, a mattress that contours to your flares. So this buys you an extra 10 inches of sleeping space in the van and 20 inches of length in the van to give you more space in your build out. So really, really cool product. Really adds a lot of living space to a 144 wheelbase Sprinter. Makes it much more functional. Above the bed, we have 2 reading lights with blue or just regular light setting. All the lights are LEDs, like we said before, all dimming. Little extra storage up there for phones, magazines, that kind of thing. Phone charger here on this side of the bed, also one in the door on the other side. So lots of places to charge your electronics. So right here we have a switch. This is what turns on your water heater. So when you want hot water, you have to be a little bit mindful of your power consumption. This switch allows you to easily switch your hot water heater on whenever you would like, as well as a regular 110 outlet to run any kind of kitchen electronics over here on this side of the van. So here in this bench is actually the toilet system of the van. It's a composting toilet. So you can pop this lid off, and we have a composting vented toilet system. This was added at the request of the buyer of this van. So they have their own off-grid toilet system. The front of this pops off with just a little threaded handle here, and you can pop the front of the toilet box off and use the toilet. All right, so walking around the back side of the van, here's our 30 amp shore plug. So when you do have shore power, you can plug in and be on the grid and run things like your water heater at will or any other electronics. Opening up the back doors of the van, you can see we have a ridiculous amount of storage in this van. Just kind of absurd. Big lofted bed. The bed frame is actually removable in 2 pieces with a few bolts. You can pop the whole bed frame out and have a cargo van. We also have under garage lighting here, which really lights things up under the garage at night. So on this side of your garage area, under this cabinet, we have a 20-gallon Titan Vans wheel well water tank. Titan Vans pretty much nailed it with this tank. They've had a water tank design that fits over the wheel well, holds 20 gallons of water. It's naturally baffled. Pretty much going to be standard in all of our builds going forward because it's such a great product. Looking at our water cabinet closer, you can see our water fill place right here. So this is where you thread a hose into to fill up your 20-gallon water tank. When it's full, water will shoot out of here, and we have this nifty quick connect. You can just throw the hose around there, and when the water's full, it'll just start shooting out. You won't have to worry about getting anything wet in your van. So that's pretty nice. Easy way to tell when the tank's full. Right here, when you open this up, we have our hot and cold rear shower sprayer system. All right, so we've got our hot water and cold water shower sprayer threaded in. And you can see with our water pump, you can take a nice pressurized shower. You can clean off your mountain bike, you can wash the car. I mean, this thing is pretty cool. Stretches way out from the van. Pretty nice feature when you're on the sticks to be able to take a hot shower right out of the back of your van. Under here we have our plumbing system. This is our electric hot water tank. So you can switch this on and get 1.5 gallons of scalding hot water in about 5 minutes using your power system. Pretty nice. And you can see the Titan Vans water tank there. You can open this door up and check your water level. All right, so I'm sitting under the van. I'm 5'10". You can see how much loft space. We have about 34 inches of loft space down here, so lots of space for mountain bikes. Under these wooden cabinets you see back here are welded steel frames, and this houses your entire electrical system on this side. So you have your big inverter charger unit, your 200 amp hour battery, your solar charge controller / DC to DC charge controller, which brings in charge from your alternator and the solar panel on the roof. So this is your whole power system of your van, tucked away over your wheel wells, preserving all of this great storage space. On this side, over our Titan Vans wheel well water tank, we just have a couple opening storage cabinets for some extra storage. Right now we just have our water fill hose in there and our crank for the awning. Another thing back here in the rear of the van, just a couple outlets, USB ports here for charging things and running 110 electronics at the back of your van. And a really cool thing on this van, we call them the stadium lights. You can't tell because it's about 9 o'clock in the morning right now, but at nighttime these lights are absolutely light up your camp. I mean, these are two 60-watt LED units, and we put them on a dimmer. They're so bright that you could upset your neighbors that camp by lighting up the sky. But really, really nice if you're pulling into camp in the dark and want to set up. You basically turn it into daylight. We will get some photos of this van at night, lighting the place up with these lights. Pretty cool. All right, well, that's our video tour of our 2019 Mercedes Sprinter 4x4 on the 144-inch wheelbase. Thanks for watching our video tour. Again, San Juan Vans, based in Durango, Colorado. Check us out at sanjuanvans.com and find more information on all of our builds.